recognized symbol of excellence for your entertainment.
Season's greetings. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, however you want to say it, from Machino Music Films.
Welcome to Machino Music, the show that puts the music in Machino Music, with your host, me, Brett Strong. Today on Machino Music, it's part 1 of my 20 favorite progressive rock albums. Proggy. Good afternoon, everybody. My 20 favorite progressive rock albums, yeah, prog. Done them all. Kind of done all the big genres I've wanted to do. Dribble all over the table. I have a problem, I think. But, anyway, I've done all the big genres I wanted to do. My favorite heavy metal album, my favorite punk album, my favorite new wave album, my favorite pop albums, my favorite just plain old classic rock albums. But what about progressive rock? Yeah, we're going to the land of long jams, virtuoso playing, whole album side of just one song. That's where we're going. Yeah, progressive rock may not be for everybody, but it's sure keeps you interested. It's definitely, I mean, there's no other music. I mean, it's progressive rock. It's a little heady. But I don't know, I've just love a lot of prog. I love all kinds of music. And yeah, this is 20 through 11, and next week will be the top 10. It's one album per band, and some of these may not be 100% progressive rock, but definitely have enough prog elements where you could call them prog. Because, you know, progressive rock is kind of tricky genre to define sometimes, especially in the 60s and 70s, where so many bands were experimenting with different sounds and drugs. Come on, let's be real, people. But yeah, so some of these may not be 100%, and if you don't hear your favorite album, don't worry about it. That's cool. These aren't ranked in a particular way, but we're just talking some great prog records. So let's get right into this. So, starting at the bottom, Moody Blues, 1969, On the Threshold of a Dream. Just went back and listened to this record. Again, there's another 8-track. Yeah, 8 tracks. Nobody shows 8 tracks. Nice blue 8-track. Insert this side up, so you're not just going, why the hell isn't it playing? And you're turning the other side, like that. But yeah, this is a great record. I mean, nothing, can you imagine, hearing this for the first time, like nothing else sounded like this. Still very early in what was like progressive rock, 1969. The Beatles kind of had stuff that was like, because they kind of did a bit of everything, kind of inspired everybody. So the Beatles kind of had those kind of maybe prog elements to it, but Moody Blues were one of those bands that just like came along and had like some big radio hits. They went really commercial later. That's the thing, a lot of the prog bands went really commercial, especially in the 80s. I mean, they had to keep relevant because MTV, got to get a video on MTV, so all these prog bands kind of had to change their sound, kind of do this, like, get on MTV is the only way they could really sustain themselves. Because, you know, that's a lot of these big, long jams, everything really not going to fly in the 80s when everything's got to be a concise pop hit. But this is just a really cool album. Lovely to see you, dear diary. To share our love so deep within you. I mean, just not a lot of like really long songs on here, but I mean, there's different like just it's different. Definitely progressive rock. I love that album. Love that album cover. Love the title. On the Threshold of a Dream. So yeah, Moody Blues, On the Threshold of a Dream, on an 8-track. How about Hawkwind? I'm going Hall of the Mountain Grill. Hawkwind, interesting band. Call them space rock. But they're definitely, I would say, a prog band. Definitely got a lot of that. You got Lemmy Kilmister on here. The great Lemmy, Motorhead. So it's his band that he started out with. A lot of really good Hawkwind records, but I went with this one. I mean, Psychedelic Warlords, Disappear in Smoke, kicking it off so good. Wind of Change, D-Rider, great tune. Also, Lost Johnny is sung by Lemmy. Hawkwind is a band, like, if you're a fan of Motorhead, you might not be a fan of Hawkwind because it is a very different band, but out of interest, if you are a big Motorhead fan, I mean, definitely worth checking out Hawkwind. You might not like it as much as Motorhead because it is very different. It's not like, but it definitely influenced. I mean, there's a lot of sort of like hard rock, heavy metal elements to a lot of Hawkwind, but I mean, it's space rock. It's a little out there, but it's really cool. Really, no other band like Hawkwind. They're kind of hard to explain. It's kind of just listen to it, but you like it, you know. But if you go in expecting Motorhead sounding stuff, you're not going to get that. Just go listen to Motorhead. Listen to Lemmy and, you know, Motorhead.
He's always going, clearing his throat, hawking and farting.
But, yeah, this is a great record. Hall of Mountain Grill. Cool album cover. It's a great logo. Love the Hawkwind logo. Hawkwind. All right, from 1975. This one's not really... I'm going to call it progressive rock for the sake of this. Passport Cross Collateral. This is jazz fusion. But if you look in the Wikipedia entry, it'll mention progressive rock. It's one of the things that Passport did, and this record is listed as that. I mean, you got... This is just... They're a really cool band from Germany. Klaus Doldinger. But yeah, this is just really nothing else like this. Really cool, jammy, and they got Jadoo is such a great funky too, and I love that song. Will of the Wisp, Albatross song, title track, Cross Collateral's really cool. Yeah, love Passport. Really underrated band. Kind of more jazz, but you can call them progressive rock. It's definitely, they have those elements. So yeah, great records. A few other really good Passport records. This one, 1976, Return to Forever, Romantic Warrior. This was a super group. This was like amazing music, amazing musician. Chick Corea, the great Chick Corea, and Al Di Meola, phenomenal guitar player. Unbelievable. I almost went with one of his solo records, like Elegant Gypsy. I could have put like that. But there's some really great Al Di Meola records. But I mean, Return to Forever. And this was always my favorite, Return to Forever. I always really liked it. I mean, it's jazzy. It's got a lot of like jazz fusion kind of thing. But like, it's progressive rock. I mean, I don't know what else you could really call it. I mean, the last track, Duel of the Jester and the Tyrant, so good. Part 1 and 2, so it's a big, long, sweet. Just, a lot of these albums transport you. It's a great album cover, too. Yeah. Return to Forever, such a really great band. Jazz fusion, but they're also progressive rock. You could put them in that category. Yeah, dig that record. So good. A lot of these almost like, when am I else going to get to talk about them? So many great albums to choose from. And these bands, a lot of these really obscure bands that I get to talk about. Very excited to be doing a progressive rock show. Camel. Moon Madness from 1976. Camel, really cool band. This is another one. Talk about transporting you. I mean, this is like hypnotic. Song within a song, so beautiful. Chord change. Spirit of Water, Another Night. Wow. Yeah, a couple other really good Camel records. But this one I decided to go with, Moon Madness, just because it's just so hypnotic. Great playing, virtuoso playing, and really cool album covers. Prog albums sometimes have some of the coolest album covers that you're ever going to see. Yeah, dig it. Camel. All right, legendary. Emerson, Lake, and Palmer, Tarkus, 1977. I decided to go with Tarkus. I just listened to this one recently, so I guess it's kind of fresh in my mind. I listened to it again recently. Hadn't listened to it in a while. So it's kind of fresh in my mind. But yeah, it's just... I mean, the title track is just all, like, one big thing. Like, it's just all these different parts to it. I mean, Emerson, Lake, and Palmer, I mean, they're all... Carl Palmer's the only one still with us. Keith Emerson and Greg Lake have passed on. There's a few other ELP records I could have gone with. I wasn't going to go with Love Beach. That was them trying to be a little more mainstream. And that album cover, I mean, it looked like the Bee Gees on there. Like, what the hell is this? And the title, Love Beach. Gotta get weird titles like Tarkus. Got the band looking like this. That's what you want. That's what you want your progressive rock bands to look like. Yeah, really cool. Brain Salad Surgery is the other one I could have gone with. But again, like, cause this one's just been very fresh in my mind because I just recently re-listened to it. So I've been just kind of thinking about it. So, yeah, great record. Emerson, Lake, and Palmer. All right, now this one, nothing else like this for its time. From 1969, King Crimson, In the Court of the Crimson King. I mean, for its time, even this album cover, I mean, what is this? Like, I can't imagine people seeing this for the first time in, like, 1969. Like, this, like, something that looks like this and then sounds like this. I mean, 21st Century Schizoid Man. I mean, that song. I mean, yeah, I know it's really obvious. I mean, this is kind of like the most obvious King Crimson record. But, I mean, I had to have this one just because of just, like, just more, it's like it's the time it came out and just how strange this is. But that song, 21st Century Schizoid Man. I mean, what is that? It's kind of a heavy metal song, but not really. It's like early kind of... I mean, Ozzy Osbourne has covered it. A lot of metal bands have done that tune. It's been sampled on hip-hop. It's just really cool. Yeah. I Talk to the Wind. I mean, really nothing else like this. King Crimson. Never got huge into King Crimson, but this record and a few of the others I do really dig. Alright, this is an interesting one. So I'd include this. Primus, Tales from the Punch Bowl. You could call Primus a progressive rock band, especially with this album. I mean, there's a few songs on here that are definitely prog. Southbound Pachyderm is why I decided to include this. I mean, that's just a total prog tune. I mean, you could totally hear like a band like Genesis or like Pink Floyd doing that song. And Les Claypool was a big prog guy. He loved Pink Floyd, did a few Pink Floyd covers, done some Genesis covers. So he's like a big prog guy and an amazing bass player. One of my heroes, too. I mean, a really funny guy. Really interesting dude. And sounds really like a really cool, nice guy. Kind of guy I'd like to sit down and talk to. Did a great Rick Beato, or Rick Beato as some people call him. Just did a great interview recently with Les Claypool. So good. So if you're a fan of Primus and Les Claypool, definitely go and watch that. Professor Nutbutter's House of Treats kicking it off. I mean, that's like all over the place, great. Just had their biggest hit when Nona's Got a Big Brown Beaver. I mean, everybody kind of knows that song. They know one Primus song, they know that one just because it's so out there. Very Frank Zappa-esque Primus. Yeah, this is a great Primus record. Probably one of my favorite Primus records. Sometimes I could say it's my favorite, but yeah, definitely some prog on there. People don't talk about Primus enough. Very underrated band. I mean, maybe not for everyone. I mean, they're a little out there, and some people can't get past, the goofiness of the music and Les Claypool's voice. But yeah, if you get it, you get it. They have their whole thing is Primus sucks. They just took that on, like, yeah, people think they suck. All right, we suck. Primus sucks. Yeah, love Primus, so I included that one. All right, how about Robin Trower, Bridge of Sighs, 1974. This could be considered a prog record. Definitely got some prog elements to it. And we get to talk about Robin Trower more than anything. I mean, phenomenal guitar player. This guy was the white Jimi Hendrix. Unbelievable guitar player. Really underrated, too. He's still going. He's like 80 years old. Still going. Still playing the guitar. Still doing it. Day of the Eagle. Unbelievable opener. One of the greatest album openers. Just an absolutely awesome song. The title track is great. Too Rollin' Stoned. Yeah. So other really great Robin Trower records, but this is really the classic. This is kind of the most obvious one. And this particular release of this has a really cool, these bonus tracks with BBC sessions, the John Peel session, and has heard a song Gonna Be More Suspicious, which I mentioned is from the Earth Below album, which is another really good album, but that is the definitive version of Gonna Be More Suspicious, this John Peel session, recorded in 1975. Kind of live. It's more loose. It's great. I love the album version on for Earth Below, but that one I just have to mention it while I'm talking with Robin Trower. I love the version, the John Peel sessions that's on this particular release of this album. That's a bonus track, Bridge of Sighs. Again, really interesting album cover too. I don't know what that's even supposed to. I always thought it kind of looked like a penis doing something. That's just me. Thinking of penises. But yeah, Robin Trower, Bridge of Sighs, thought I'd include that. And closing out part 1, 20 through 11, Jethro Tull, Aqualung, 1971. Never been a gigantic Jethro Tull fan. I really do like Jethro Tull, but this was always my favorite album. I mean, it's really obvious, I know. But I mean, there's just so many songs on here that, like, it's Jethro Tull. It gets you into Jethro Tull. I mean, it's kind of like a gateway album to prog. And also kind of like Aqualung is a great, like, hard rock song. Fluff's flying all over the place. I mean, that riff is a great heavy metal riff. Snot's running down his nose. And Locomotive Breath is on here. A lot of heavy metal bands have covered that song. And you get flute playing. I mean, it's so interesting when you first get into Jethro Tull, the first thing you hear is flute. It's just like, wow, no other band like Jethro Tull. Like I said, I'm not a gigantic Jethro Tull fan, but I do really appreciate them, and I do really like this album. There's a few others that they have that I do really like. A few other. They famously won the first ever heavy metal Grammy Award. Yeah, beating up Metallica. So they have that kind of, especially in the heavy metal community, have that kind of like, well, that stupid band, they're not even heavy metal. But really, they were an influence. I mean, Aqualung, you could argue, is kind of a heavy metal song. And so many metal bands have covered Locomotive Breath, as I said. But yeah, great stuff on here. And it's like, and again, the album covers are so out there. My God is a great tune. Slipstream, Mother Goose, Cheap Day Return. Yeah, great. Jethro Tull, Aqualung. So there you go. That is 20 through 11 of my favorite progressive rock albums. Again, if you didn't hear your favorite, you think I missed something, don't worry about it. That's cool. These are just my favorites. And next week will be the top 10. That's it for this week. Until we meet again, this is Brett Strong saying good journey.